As we were just reading, and if you think about many things, you can make the connections, you begin to see the reasoning, the understanding that your physical body, your spiritual body are one, and you are one with the Father. And as we've said in the past, if you think about things, you do see definite connections, but it is the human element, you might say, to quickly forget or to ignore or put aside what your senses and your instinct is telling you. Because you have so many distractions in your world as you're trying to earn a living, trying to balance your life, trying to do things that are correct and right, so to speak. And all these things overlap, and sometimes it seems like more turmoil than it is anything at all. And that's where you must come in and strive and work to straighten it, to calm it down, so to speak, and to bring peace into it. And as you do that, you will see with a clearer eye, greater understanding, and begin to look around you and realize there are other things. And as we were reading to you, many of the illnesses in your world were created by man, brought on by man, and they belong to man. And it is a shame that people today still haven't learned and understood that many times they can bring many things on to themselves. Because in the world today, everybody's too busy trying to find a way to blame it on somebody else. It's always somebody else's fault they're sick. It's always somebody else's fault they have misfortune. It's always somebody else's fault the day just didn't go right. What they need to do is to stop and say, wait a minute. Maybe I'm part of the problem. Maybe there's something with me I need to correct, change, fix, or do something about. And in most cases, it is, because it is a human element. When something's upsetting, something's wrong, negative thoughts flood in and take control, and there they are. And it is each individual's choice, but it's each individual's job to work, to throw out the negative, to get rid of it, keep it out as much as possible, and keep working at it until it is completely gone. It is very difficult. It is hard. Because there's always something that'll pop up in front of you to make you lose your temper, to make you unhappy, to make things go wrong for you, to cause this to happen, that to happen. And sometimes it's kind of hard to come to grips with reality and say, now wait a minute, let me think this through. Just what is going on here? Is it all mostly me, or is it really something else? Or what can I do to change it? And that is where the problem lies, because most people just, oh, well, it isn't me, forget it. And that's the end of the discussion. But when you take time to sit down and think about things, and begin to analyze yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, and begin to decide to put them into order according to God's divine plan. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of understanding. But you have the strength, the courage, and you just have to keep going on and on and on. It's very easy to say, oh, well, I get angry, I'll take care of that, I won't get angry anymore. That doesn't work. Because as soon as something goes the wrong way at the wrong time, you're going to be angry. You're going to get very angry, maybe. What you have to do is when you feel it hitting you, feel it coming on, you have to say, uh-oh, wait a minute here, let's try to get this under control, let's try to do something about it. And then you work to dissect that anger, to channel it into something constructive, something worthwhile. And you convince yourself it is unnecessary because it's going to produce an imbalance in your body. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to get angry. People in your world today, oh, I can't stand them over there because they're this color. I can't stand them over there because they go to that church. I can't stand this one over here because they're poor, they're wealthy, or whatever the cause may be. Those are just as destructive to your mental capacity, your physical capacity, your spiritual capacity, as any other emotions, thoughts you may have. There's no such thing that there's perfect thoughts that is not going to cause an imbalance in the body. There's only one, and that's when you understand you are love and light, you are a child of God, you belong to God, and you will live according to God. Then and only then will you discover all these other things are gone. But you weren't put here to be made perfect. You were put here to learn how to do that. Learn how to grow and understand who and what you are. God doesn't expect you to go through your journey on earth, cross over and just be the ideal whoever. But He does expect you to have learned a lot and greater understanding, spiritual blessings, spiritual growth. Those He does feel you will have and should. Not all, but a lot do. But yet, when you cross over, that isn't held against you because you have every right to continue on and become the perfect spiritual child of God. So you see, this is just a school, just for learning, to strengthen you, to make you think, make you work, make you consider many aspects of life, but also give you the opportunity to be the spiritual child of God you want to be. And there is no such thing as set rules, set ways. You do it your way, in your own time, at your own convenience, when you're ready. There's no one going to tell you it's so many weeks, so many days, so many hours, such and such a time here, and do this, do that. No, the choice is all yours. You get to pick when you want to do it. You get to pick how much you want to do of it. You get to pick when it will be. And you get to pick what you decide to do with your own self. It is all up to you. It is your choice, your decision, your work, your understanding. Your forces won't do anything. The Father will not do anything. It is given unto you to decide for yourself, and that is the beauty of it. Because if it takes you 3 days, wonderful. If it takes you 3 weeks, wonderful. If it takes you 3 years, wonderful. There is no time. Each to his own. You want to go fast? Do it. You want to go slow? Do it. You want to go average, so to speak? Do it. There are no rules that in gold and stone or whatever that says you must this, must that, must something else. No. And you're free to explore. There's no set rules that says you must do this, this, and this. If you want to try this, do this. You can for a while. Then if you think you're ready for another step, you move to that step. Or if you want to go back instead of forward in something just to clarify it, you're free to do that. So what could be easier? What could be more perfect? What could be lovelier? To be able to choose your own destiny, your own understanding, your own growth. And yet you still have to contend out here with the world around you. But you learn how to combine. You learn how to intermingle with them. And in the meantime, you're striving and working for greater spiritual understanding, like trying to control your emotions, trying to understand other people and associate with them, and still hold your perspective in front of you. And that's where the challenge comes in. Because it's very easy. When you feel you're trying to do everything that's right and somebody around you is doing everything the opposite way, and they have the attitude it's only them in the world and nobody else, it's very difficult to say, oh, aren't you a lovely person, and have a good day and smile and just feel so much love towards them. That is your problem. That's what you have to overcome. And also another thing you have to learn to have tolerance for is you're not going to get your answers to every question immediately. You're not going to know everything exactly when you think you should know it or do it or have it. You may go for months in a quandary, wondering when, how, what. And no answers are forthcoming. That's because you're being taught how to cope in that certain situation. You're being taught how to be patient and wait. for the answers that are correct, that will come to you. They will be there, but they will be there in God's time, not your time. And so you're hanging here in limbo. Here you are swinging and swaying in the breeze, getting more and more disturbed, more perturbed, more upset, more everything, because you don't have a clue, so to speak. Yes, you do have a clue, because there is only one answer. You sit down, go to the Father, talk with Him, discuss your problems, relax, clear your mind, and absorb His love and understanding, and listen. And you will have your answers. You will know with confidence who you are, where you're going, what lies ahead of you. And you'll know without a doubt, regardless of how good, how terrible, whatever it may be, you are cared for, loved, and you will overcome, meet all obstacles. You will be in control. You will be in charge. You will be the one walking the path of light. And that is the way it is. And it's a beautiful thing, a wonderful thing, to have that peace and contentment flowing through your mind and body, your spiritual body, that all is well with the world, and no matter what happens, nothing will ever go wrong, nothing can be wrong, because you are a child of God. And it is possible to attain this. It is possible to be into a state every day of your life that you enjoy life to the fullest, that you can see beyond the darkness, all the negative things around you, such as fear, hatred, love, jealousy, greed, murder. All the rest of it is off to the side, because it is only a passing stage in life. That is not true life. That is not all there is to life. Life is your ability to know, understand who and what you are. You are love and light. You are a child of God. You can overcome anything you put your mind to. You can succeed at most anything there is to do in your world. The only one that defeats them is you yourself. No one else can defeat you. No one else can conquer you. No one else can make you do what you don't want to do. You are the one in charge. You are the one that rules. You are the one that has all the answers. You just have to learn how to go within and unlock the door and find them all. You have to learn how to control your mind and body. You have to learn how to use it to your advantage. You have to learn the connection between you and the Father, Mother, God. And as you strive, as you work, as you go forward with this, you will succeed. You will know. You will have great understanding. And you will learn many things that the ancients, through the thousands of years before you, knew and understood. Many people say, why didn't they ever pass it down? Ask yourself this question. Even if they did, and for what wisdom has been passed down, what good is it? What did man do with it? Just like in your world today, there are many riches. Man has discovered them. Years back, you had the gold rush and all kinds of elemental metals that people prized as treasures. And what happened? Wasn't long they were killing each other off. Wasn't long they were claiming all this was theirs. They weren't going to share it with anybody. So what good did all that wisdom down through the thousands of years do mankind? He wasn't ready to accept it, to use it to the good of mankind. He wasn't ready to put it into God's plan and use it as was intended. No, he decided he should have it all for himself, and the more he got, the more he wanted, and he didn't care about his fellow man and what they did and how they lived. And that is where your world is today. So that is why it is essential. You go within, sit down, commune with the Father, Mother, God, and see what else you can do, how you can live, what you can do to control your thoughts, cure your body, physical, whatever it may be. And if you think about it, you can feel perfectly fine. But all of a sudden, something comes along and startles you, and you have this great fear. And if you think about it, a little while later, your fear is gone, but your body doesn't feel that good. Your body doesn't feel that great. So you see, thoughts are things. Thoughts affect your body. And when you exhibit fear, and I know many of you, as many others have, you'll have a pain or a headache or something, and you'll get intrigued in watching a movie, or maybe perhaps getting to reading a good book, or somebody will come up to you and start talking. And isn't long you go, oh, I feel good. My headache's gone, or this pain's gone. Why, it's just gone. Right there tells you, if you control your mind, your thoughts, and work with them in the way you should, you are able to do many things. The power of the mind is very strong. And when you work physically and spiritually, you have great power. You have more power than you can imagine. Power beyond belief. There's no way to put it into words. But you have to find the key, you have to unlock the door, and you have to know how to use it. Because sometimes it'll cause more harm than good. So always make sure that what you have in mind is for nothing but good for you, mankind, and God's universe, because you all belong to the Father, and all will be well. We thank you. God bless you.
God bless.